my last video and the last time I will walk into frame in this setup. Oh, I got you, clickbait. I mean, it's not really clickbait, it's true. This is my last video within this setup. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video with Swagahas. And in this video, we need to talk about how I'm moving. As you guys can probably hear from the echo in this room right now, I've been pulling out a lot of stuff. But it's kind of weird when you have a YouTube channel and you kind of feel like, hey, you guys are probably gonna notice that my background is different and that things are changing, and you're probably gonna do a lot of faceless videos, for the next, couple weeks or so. And so I felt like, hey, I'll just tell you guys that I'm moving and the background's gonna be different. It's kind of sad. We've had a lot of fun in this setup, a lot of memories. This is where we started the YouTube channel. The wall has changed over the years, but it's exciting because we get to have bigger and better things moving forward, and we get to build a new comic book room in a Swagahas room from the ground up. And so in this video, I felt like, maybe we can just hang out for a few minutes, not just make it this short little announcement, and just spend it talking about comic book rooms, because comic book rooms are some of the most watched things on YouTube. Everybody loves a good comic book room, and maybe in my next room, I'll be able to do like a real comic room tour video. That might be kind of fun. And so I would love your help, because in this video, I want to look at a few comic book rooms, and I want to hear your guys' suggestions over what you think the new Swagahas setup should be. Because to me, part of the aesthetic has always sort of been like guy in his office room. That's kind of what I feel like it wants to be. I kind of like the tone that is sort of crafted here. But maybe it should be more of like a studio setup. You know what I mean? Like, should it be something like bigger built? Should my lighting be real lighting? In case you guys don't know, this lighting right here has always just been coming from my window. I actually can't film videos at night. Well, I can. I have a little lamp right here, but I don't like the aesthetics. But just so you know, filming time is between the hours of 7 a.m. and basically 1:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. because then the sun starts to set and then it gets in my face and it looks terrible. So the setup is going to change, and we need to look at some rooms together. But of course, before I get into that, if you guys could like, comment, subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Help support the channel, do one of those things, as this is going to be the last time I say that in this room with you guys here today. Well, I just Googled comic book room, and as you guys can see, I'm sure you guys have watched a lot of this content. A lot of great comic book rooms that people have put together. I myself tend to be a little more minimalist in what I'm looking for. A little more geek chic, as you would call it. I do love people's, massive walls and bookshelves full of comic book rooms. Certainly people have the big setups with, tons and tons of boxes and stuff. And there is definitely a charm to that. But I don't really know if that's what I would want my room to be. Here you have, people with a bunch of shelf stuff on the wall. I kind of like that my background is a bunch of comic books. I've been going over to Fiverr, checking out some awesome 3D renderings of some geek chic rooms and stuff. There's some cool stuff that people have built, Obviously, it's going to depend on which particular room I end up taking over as the Swagahas room. But, I think more of a hybrid style room is a little more fun, in my opinion. Not so comic book-ish. Although, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this YouTube channel. Shout out to Lee Kirby Ditko Comics. He has not only one of the greatest, maybe, comic collections, I've seen on YouTube, but he has one of the best comic book rooms, probably within the comic social media space. He's done a few different videos on this, kind of showing it off, but he did a full custom build for his room, which I thought was pretty sweet. Now, I myself do not have as many comic books as this person. There's no way I could even begin to put together a room like this. But first of all, look at this. Look at this setup right here. He's got All-Star Comics 8, Sensation 1, and Wonder Woman 1, Captain America Comics #1, Superman #1, Batman #1. That's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. I love how he puts the statues with the comic books right here. The Superman statues, the Captain Americas, that's really cool. And then, of course, he has all these Silver Age books on the bottom, which, obviously, because, when you have that as your top row, there's just not enough space. But pretty cool stuff. I will definitely put a link in the description to his room in case you guys have never checked out his videos. It is really amazing, like the type of stuff that he did. And he actually did a pretty decent breakdown of kind of the before and afters. And let me see if I can find just one frame right here that, you know, kind of really shows it off. I mean, that is a pretty awesome comic book sort of reading room is almost what I would call it. You know, you have this kind of chair setup right here, which is always really, really cool to see. But I don't know if I'm going to do it that way, you know, for my setup. I mean, one of the problems is I think that the aesthetics that, you know, is better suited for you guys is one where the comics are behind me, as opposed to, you know, what I look at is just a camera and a window right here. So I'll probably do something similar where I need to put the desk kind of forward and then let the wall be the wall behind me. So that's kind of all I got. I don't know. I'm just sort of delaying now. This is probably not my greatest video ever made. I just wanted to take a little more time with you guys in this room here today, you know? The last time that we're going to be in this setup. This isn't goodbye. This is see you later. So with that, let me know what you guys think. What's the best comic book room you've ever seen? What should I do next? Do you guys actually out there have anyone that is, you know, a comic room designer, you know, something like that? Let me know in the comments. Give me a shout, because I might definitely take up their help. Anyways, that's all I got for this one. Like, comment, subscribe. See y'all in the next setup.